What is going on, everybody? We are here and we are live for Monday Evening Quarterback. It's back. Week 1 of the NFL is almost officially over. We've just got Monday night left, which I got to be honest, I had been feeling unsettled and anxious all day because of this game. The entire world watching. Week 1, Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, second year, Ben Johnson, first game as a head coach, facing that tough Vikings defense. So I'm ready for the game to start. I'm ready to get it over with. But before that, we got a lot of stuff that happened yesterday to talk about. And joining me, we've got Fear the Beardo. What's up, man?
What up, boys? Red zone yesterday. What I noticed, I didn't even notice the commercials, actually. Hardly even there. I didn't even think about it. Like, I noticed the first one. I was like, oh, there it is. And then after that, I didn't even think about it when it happened. It was, what, lasted less than a minute?
It was 15 seconds per, and it was, they were doing it during, like, when they only had one game showing on the box, and it was a break in plays. So it was like, second down and 9, run up the gut for 3 yards, and then getting back as the, play clock's running. They shifted over to a little like 15-second wing stop ad or something.
Yeah.
And then they were back before you missed any plays.
I wonder if...
But I did notice it.
I wonder for week 1 if they toned it down and if it's going to progressively get worse.
Right? The concern, right, is like, okay, this year they take it somewhat easy and then it just gets worse.
It's going to get progressive. Yeah. Ryan, I need to highlight something.
Okay.
Another night, another poor Beardo take. Dude sucks. Okay, you're going to look at the Giants, and you're going to look at the Derrick Henry thing. But everything else yesterday, I was fucking spot on. I said that the Browns were going to cover. I said that was going to be a close game. Okay, I might have said that the Rams stink and the Texans were going to win. But other than that, I said the Colts were going to be interesting. Look out for Daniel Jones. A change of scenery could be good for him. And look what happened. Dude was damn near perfect yesterday. Okay?
See,
me and Ryan had really good days yesterday. All things considered, me and Ryan had really good days.
Are you throwing me under the bus like I didn't have a good day?
I forgot what your picks were, to be honest.
Really good.
Yeah, I think on the week, I'm 11-4 so far. It's just straight up, obviously, not talking against the spread, which isn't great. But for week 1, it's okay. Week 1 can be really fucking shaky. Let's just be honest. Also, we don't really know exactly what these teams are yet.
Yeah, true. True.
But
I'd argue from a betting standpoint, week 1 is actually really, really easy.
My number one.
From a betting standpoint, not a straight up, but like betting.
Exactly. Yeah.
My number one prop bet that always hits. It's a surefire lock.
Geno
hit
Smith,
yesterday.
Anytime interception.
Well, that too. Zach Ertz.
You didn't say that
touchdown.
Yesterday, though, but it did happen.
Said it on Game On. I said on Game On yesterday morning.
It's only 100% like lock if this happened, if he has 17 touchdowns on the year, Beardo.
We'll see. He's off to a good start.
He is. He's off to a good start. The Giants are not, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. We do have Will from Game On. What's up, man?
Not much. Thanks for having me tonight. It was a fun day yesterday. Some good games. I'm starting to think from a betting standpoint. Last year, the public just beat up the books, which was rare. First time it happened in I don't know how many years. If you look at the course of the season, like so many favorite money line parlays. Obviously, there's upsets throughout the season, but there wasn't as many upsets throughout the season last year. And I mean, minus like you had a couple big ones first couple weeks, obviously Patriots over the Bengals and whatnot. But for the most part, the public just cleaned house. And then again yesterday, albeit it came down to the wire and some of them, a lot of favorites won yesterday. Favorites and the under, which was wild yesterday. But it was a good sports day. Feels good. Glad we have another game tonight. And we get 2 Monday night games next week. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I hate that. I hate the 2 Monday night games.
I don't like it either because they're on the same time. That's what I don't like.
They got to be staggered by like start the second game and halftime is about the start of the first game, you know?
No, I think they should do it at like start one at fucking 5:30 or you're some 5 o'clock and start the next one at 8:30. That's what I think.
I'm cool with that.
Now West Coast might not like that because y'all still be at work, but
I don't like that.
Tuned in.
Like the primetime games are the primetime games. You know what I mean? You're focused on that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't do all that other bullshit. But the first game we got to talk about Undoubtedly. Actually, let's catch up with these super chats and we'll talk about the first game, which is the last game we saw. Little Orphan Funkhauser for 2. FML. Wait, wrong stream. Yes. Fuck My Life is coming up later tonight. Anyway, Beardo Fat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Coran for 5. Will and Beardo, your team stink. Ryan, I'm taking your Bears tonight. Don't let me down. I will do my best not to.
Well, he might join us with the team stinking, by the way.
I may. I think that my team is better than Beardo's team, but both of our schedules look very, very hard. So we'll see. And then Raging Cajun, Giants are hot garbage. 5 wins tops. Suck it, Beardo.
Appreciate it.
But let's get to these games. Well, the first game.
Real quick, while you're pulling that up, Itsy Bitsy Spider on the Rumble side. He says, Will, why do you go by Will here and Cricket on the other show? Cricket was my old co-host.
That's not even.
I'm not. That's not, two different people.
I'm not Cricket. He was my old co-host, and so I've been Will everywhere. But
I'm gonna be honest, Will. When they see a guy who's missing a tooth, you look like a cricket. Like it just. Well, it's like that guy has a name like that for sure.
Damn, he is from the South too. Damn,
he is. Tennessee fan. But the game of the week so far was Sunday Night Football. The big matchup, Bills versus Ravens. Two
and it
big
lived up to it.
What's that?
It lived up to it.
It lived up to the hype. And this was, I'm going to be honest, I was rooting for the Bills the entire time. I hated that the media went to war over Josh Allen shouldn't be the MVP. Lamar Jackson should be, making inverse arguments of the very same things they argued against Josh Allen for last year. But he walks away at the MVP anyway. A lot of Ravens fans are butthurt. A lot of Black Lamar fans are butthurt. They wanted Josh Allen to lose. And the Ravens did basically everything they needed to win, but they did not win the game. The Buffalo Bills come back in the second half. You can see the fourth quarter, 22 points to 6 points. The Bills barely sneak away from this. Last second kick from Matt Prater, who is signed off the damn couch 2 days ago, and they win the game. Just a phenomenal game, like beginning to end.
Yep. And, Derrick Henry looked really good for damn near the entire game until that crucial turnover fumble that gave the Bills all the momentum that they needed. Josh Allen with some clutch plays as well. But that one touchdown, it was like a juggling act between 3 Bills wide receivers that somehow somebody came down with it for a touchdown, either in the third or fourth quarter.
And that was on fourth down.
Correct. Yeah.
It was on fourth down. I think it goes off maybe Knox or somebody's hand and then somehow lands in the arms of Keon Coleman. It was luck, definitely.
Yeah.
But dude, this Ravens team for the vast majority of this game played like a powerhouse. They looked unstoppable. Derrick Henry, despite some people in the media claiming he was ready for a down year, he exploded from the very beginning. He had multiple big runs that he broke off. He looked excellent. Lamar looked fine. He looked fine passing the ball, made use of his legs when he needed to, but they were just controlling the game. And the Bills struggled stringing together drives for a while there. But man, oh man, Josh Allen put him on his back and walked him down a couple times, and they got the fucking job done.
Isn't it crazy that Baltimore is like the team that is built to milk the clock and yet couldn't milk the clock in this? Like I hopped on with you guys last night over on the locals page, which you guys should definitely go check out because it's a lot of fun. And when I joined, I'm like, well, this game's kind of out of hand. It's probably over. I was expecting just to hop on and we're all going to make fun of Beardo. And instead, we all got to make fun of Beardo and watch an exciting game. So, it was a lot of fun. But I thought it was crazy that Baltimore couldn't milk the clock. I mean, their last 3 drives, they only put up 6 points in the fourth quarter, but their last 3 drives was a punt, a fumble, and a punt. And I said it on the stream last night. I'm like, do they go for it and just try to win the game here? And it's 50-50 on that one. I don't blame them for punting it. But like with someone like Josh Allen on the other side, maybe these teams need to start, and obviously Josh Allen was getting hot. Maybe some of these teams need to consider, hey, I got a MVP level quarterback too. Let's just try to pick up this 4th and 3. And that's what Joe Man said in his super chat there. Why didn't they go for it? I don't blame them for not going for it, but I think if they could do it over again, maybe they would have considered it, seeing how easy the Bills, your defense is gassed at that point. Just seeing how easy the Bills were able to just move down the field off of busted plays. The highest paid linebacker in the league misses that tackle, and James Cook just takes it down the field,
Yeah.
So
you can see here at one point, win probability was 99.1% with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Oh, did you guys
never
see
had
that
happened
one fan?
before? Never had happened before.
The guy would bet $200,000 or something on the Ravens to win. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Ravens fan in the crowd yesterday who bet $200,000 on the Ravens to win, and then afterwards
bragged about it.
And then Bills fans were just like dumping beer and food and nachos on this fucking guy.
He also tweeted at the Circa like manager and was like, "When can I buy your sports book?" After like posting that, and I'm like, "Dude, you just cursed yourself." Like, you know what I mean? Like, you never post until the game is officially over. Golden rule.
Now, you talked about the fourth down decision and the super chat from Joe Mann right here. What are we doing, Harbaugh? We have an all-time great quarterback and running back duo. Get the 4th and 2 and win the game. Also, yes, the narrative around Lamar MVP sucks. So Lamar spoke out a little bit about that. We noticed on that third down play, because it was like 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. He had a crossing route over the middle to pick up like 7 or 8, and it was 4th and 2. Lamar got popped pretty good and was hobbled getting up. Turns out he was actually dealing with cramps. Like, he was cramping at that moment. And he talked about that. He said, I was having cramps, so I wanted to get off the field. Otherwise, maybe I would have pressed to maybe go for it. That's something Lamar Jackson said. So you do wonder, you only got a little bit to make that decision. And,
but maybe you burn one of your timeouts. You just say, hey, let's go for this. Let's burn a timeout. Who cares if their defense is going to get a rest? I'm going to have an MVP moment right here to start off the season and pick up this first down and win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't blame them either way, but I mean, you might need to start considering that in these games going forward. And
I think I think they should have gone for it. I think it's a different decision if they're down by, or if they're up by 3. If like the difference is potentially kicking it away and them needing to drive down the field. If a field goal ties it, that's one thing. If they still need a touchdown to win, then maybe you take that extra 50 yards that you can get from the punt, as opposed to you can assume they're probably going to get in field goal range anyway, type of thing. Jim Harbaugh catching a lot of heat, John Harbaugh catching a lot of heat today from Baltimore Ravens fans. Some of them have complained about him before. My question to them was, who do you replace him with? If you want a different coach in there, who do you replace Harbaugh with? And
Harbaugh's not going anywhere. He's royalty.
Dude, they're going to forget about this when they're 12-5 at the end of the season with another division title. And now they won't have the 1 seed probably, but still, I mean, they're going to forget about it. It's just in the moment type of deal. And this was just a freak fluke loss. Like, it had never happened before. It was like 270-0 going into this game if you had 235 yards rushing and 40 points,
There's one other thing I want to mention too, like with the Bills, as far as like when they're on, short yardage situations, they need a first down or on the goal line. We saw it last year in the playoffs against the Chiefs. The Bills ran like 2 or 3 quarterback sneaks in a row, and they just can't fucking run it. They can't do it well. They never convert on it. And then last night we saw it again where they're on the goal line. Josh Allen, they try to do a quarterback sneak, and they just can't fucking run it. Like, Josh Allen's got legs, man. Fucking run a bootleg and let him attack the fucking pylon instead of trying to do a stupid quarterback sneak or a tush push that the Bills have proven that they just cannot do. Anyways, I just want to bitch about that for the Bills.
And you notice that first half, it was a completely different game plan than the second half for the Bills. The first half, it seemed like they were trying to run an offensive script, just couldn't get things going. And then they just said, you know what, Josh, why don't you just play backyard football? And that's kind of how it felt. And he was just like, I'm going to take this game over. Obviously, they had to have some things go their way. But a great comeback by the Bills there. It was crazy. I saw a stat that Josh Allen had more passing yards in the fourth quarter than 21 other quarterbacks did in a whole game. Now, granted, I mean, he had some favorable, they had to go the length of the field and they were playing soft coverage, but still, that's insane.
Yeah, he had like 250 yards passing or something in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like something insane like that. You're right. But they sneak away with the win. You got to feel really shitty in the morning if you're the Ravens, because you fucking should have won this game.
How many
Derrick
Ravens
Henry
fans went to
fumbles.
bed? Ravens betters or Raven fans went to bed thinking they had a win.
There's so many tweets out there from Ravens fans and Bills fans. Like Bills fans, like walking out of the stadium, giving up, talking a bunch of shit, like really mad, and they left and missed the comeback.
What's
Josh
worse?
Allen said that
What's
after
worse?
the game.
Yeah, he called him out. What's worse, being the Ravens fan that went to bed and woke up and found you lost, or being one of the Bills fans at the game and left, and you didn't get to see that amazing comeback?
Leaving the stadium and not watching the comeback is 100% worse.
Yeah. Because then not only did your team lose, but you lost faith in them. Like you know what I mean? You
spent money.
You abandoned your team.
Yeah, you spent a lot of fucking money to go to the game, and you just left with time on the clock with Josh Allen as your quarterback. I mean, dude has put together some incredible fourth quarter comebacks, and you're just going to leave? That's insane, man. Bills Mafia, you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's
no more smashing tables for you guys, you pussies. You can't leave like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's wild. Week 1, we saw the game of the year, and week 1 of college football, we saw the catch of the year. Just get it out of the way, you know?
Dude, that DeAndre Hopkins
the one against the head?
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
But the catch of the year,
the
DeAndre
Hopkins one was
from Miami?
I can't remember which school
Miami,
it was.
Notre Dame? I think it was Miami, Notre Dame, maybe is that catch you're talking about.
That was sick. Last week, somebody trapped a football against the DB's helmet as they went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not a Tyree where he's put on his helmet, on the back of the other guy's helmet. That was
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins had that hell of a catch last night too. That was insane.
That was an incredible play,
which
that led to a Bills fan getting kicked out.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Atlanta. I always have faith in Baker Mayfield, and it didn't look pretty at times for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bijan Robinson, I think, had the first touchdown of the day with a big 50-yard catch and run, but it did not work out well for the Falcons at the end. Tampa Bay comes back. Baker throws a game-winning touchdown with about a minute left. Falcons did get it back, got it in field goal range, and Younghoe Koo, some people ask for him to get fucking deported because he missed the field goal to tie it up, and the Bucs win. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 1-0, and the Falcons with a disappointing loss at home.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's kind of one of the flukier games. I mean, this is just the NFL and football in general, but like you had Falcons had more yards per play, more first downs, a lot more first downs, about almost 100 more total yards. And then Baker just being Baker on that last drive. And instead of settling to, try to get him close and have a miracle at the end, he went for that shot to Egbuka. Is that his name? Egbuka. That was beautiful. It is exactly the guy. I was on the Falcons, but I mean, it came down to exactly how thought it was going to come down to. Thought it was going to be lower scoring than people thought, and then someone was going to make a play at the end. I was actually impressed with both quarterbacks because historically, and we saw it this week too, if you didn't play in the preseason at all, it led to the under, which it still did, but both quarterbacks played really well.
I mean, Baker was 17 for 32. Like, he was not super efficient.
Still 3 TDs, though.
He did. He got it done when he needed to. Penix got bailed out a couple times on the goal line. And I don't mean like, flagged. I mean, extremely close plays.
Yeah.
Like he had that one scramble around the edge to just barely get the first down. Like, and then the fourth down scramble where he barely got that fucking ball across the line.
Well, even before that, the penalties that led up to that. I mean, they were in the red zone for like 5 minutes because they kept getting bailed out. So and then he was like an inch away from not getting that touchdown. I was hoping they were going to give it to whoever picked up they say he fumbled it, and whoever picked it up. But
it could have, because it landed right in Kyle Pitts' hands or something like that. But yeah, a tight game, a close game. Younghoe Koo misses the fucking field goal at the end. Some fans have been there before with Younghoe Koo. But look, I'm always going to pull for Baker Mayfield, okay? He's going to get the job done. Doesn't matter if he hasn't played great. He's going to get it fucking done.
Damn right. That guy's a winner.
He is a winner. He's got the winning gene, and his name doesn't sound like penis. So that's who I'm going for. Bengals Browns. This is a miserable fucking game to watch.
Gross game.
A miserable game.
Yeah.
I think that the Browns outgained the Bengals in this game from a yardage perspective.
The Bengals only had 7 yards in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened before. Like won
a game
that won.
Yeah,
it's 7 yards of offense in the second half.
Dude,
For the Cincinnati Bengals. All you guys that got drafted Jamar Chase first overall, and he had like 2 fucking catches yesterday or some shit.
And the
141
Browns
yards
on
to 327.
Missed extra point, right?
Yeah,
missed extra point.
And a missed field goal, yeah. So like obviously the missed extra point is the difference in the game, but also a missed field goal that could have put them up as well. So Joe Flacco did have 2 picks. Both of them were deflected by his wide receivers, the ones that ended up in interceptions. So you take those as they come, I suppose. But the more concerning thing about this is, well, at least the Bengals beat the Browns at Cleveland, which is a rarity sometimes. Mm-hmm. But we've seen slow starts historically from this Bengals team. When are they going to stop fucking around? You like, how much are you paying Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase? And this is what you get? Like, it has to at some point be unacceptable for Zach Taylor to continue to allow this to happen year after year after year. When people continue to talk about them in the offseason, think about all the things they can do, and then they always start flat as fuck. They're lucky to have escaped with this victory in a tough division.
Yep, they've always started off slow in Joe Burrow's career. I think, Will, last year, didn't you have money on Zach Taylor being the first head coach fired?
Yes, we were so close to that. It was getting hot. It was getting real hot, and it didn't happen, obviously.
I think he's still there. I think he's still there in the hot seat. I think between Zach
he's
Taylor...
third in the betting market right now, I think.
Zach Taylor, Brian Dable, and Mike McDaniels, those are the guys that'll probably get canned first. I'm with you, Ryan. Like, they got to do something about their offensive line, because as far as the product, like at your quarterback and your wide receivers, you got some studs there. But if you can't protect them and give Joe Burrow some time, you're going to struggle. And they always struggle the first 5 or 6 years, 5 or 6 games of the year. And then somehow, some way, they get lucky. You know, they pull it out in the end, except for last year. They got to do something, man. But again, division matchup, Cleveland and Cincinnati, they always tend to play each other well, especially in Cleveland. But we'll see, man.
Burrow got sacked 3 times in a row.
Yes, he did.
2 by Myles Garrett.
Yes, he did.
And almost a third one by Myles Garrett, but his teammate got there first. And then imagine winning a game. The Bengals had 2.9 yards per play, and they won this game. Meanwhile, the Browns had 4.6 yards per game. Insane.
Yeah, and you can see, look at the win probability here. This is with 4 minutes left on the clock. They were down at the 13-yard line. And it does, I think there was a sack or something like that. Missed a 36-yard field goal with 2 minutes left.
Browns thing ever.
This extra point, and this is Smite. I don't know how you say his fucking name, but bro, I don't know how much longer he's going to be the kicker there.
No, I mean, that's exactly what the owners want. He's going to get a contract extension. You know?
The first kicker that should have been released this morning is the 49ers kicker. What's his name? Moody.
God, dude.
He should have been cut this morning.
Shanahan looked like he was going to have a stroke.
Like Moody, it's the same thing year after year, it feels like, with him.
He got the yips last year, and then this year, he's right back to it. He used to be good. Like, what, 2 or 3 years ago? He was a lock, automatic. And last year he got the yips and he hasn't recovered, man.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was like 55 yarders, which I know is like seems easy nowadays, but it wasn't. You could justify that. It's like, okay, 55 yards, you know, it's going to go either way. You're on the road. These were chip shots.
Well, one of them was blocked, to be fair. Like,
yeah,
not much.
That's the one where I thought Shanahan was going to have a stroke, where he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" On the sideline, he's just looking at him like nothing can go our way. I'm never kicking the ball again. We're just going to go for it.
Real quick, Ryan, before we move on from Bengals Browns, I want to show this.
Yeah.
This cannot happen. This cannot fucking happen.
So everything you placed over.
Fuck. Come on, bro. Look at the guy, like, he's like trailing. He's like an entire fucking 100 feet behind Myles Garrett.
Well, that's
cannot
that's a
fucking
huge
happen.
stunt though from Garrett. Like that's scheme to get him like that. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%. But also, like, on the refs, are we going to blame the refs a little bit? Like, if this is Patrick Mahomes,
For what?
If this is Patrick Mahomes, are you not throwing a flag there?
No,
if that's Mahomes,
clean. That's clean. And he didn't even,
Will, you're telling me if that's Mahomes that ain't a flag? They're throwing a flag on that 9 times out of 10.
He doesn't land on him with his full weight. He goes to the side to look at he rolls.
Probably it would just depend. It depends on the ref a lot too. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Like it is going to depend on the ref and what their judgment call is. Look, Joe Burrow is but maybe not quite, but he is basically on the same level as Mahomes in terms of stardom and protection and stuff like that. He just gets hit a lot fucking more because his line is fucking trash. Like,
yeah,
you know what
that's
I mean?
Burrow's own fault for saying, "Hey, no, pay T. Higgins. I want T. Higgins. I don't want a better offensive line."
Yeah, I got to take care of my boy T. Next game on the docket. This is not a shocker to me that the Colts won. When we talked about it before, I really just thought this was going to be kind of a flip. I went with the Dolphins just barely, but I didn't feel very good about it. I wouldn't have been shocked if the Colts won. I'm shocked that the Colts won like this and how good fucking Daniel Jones looked.
Better than Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. He did something neither of them did with the Colts.
He did something that Brady's never done either.
We're not going to talk about that.
I had the Colts yesterday. I had a funny feeling about this game. I said it on Game On and on Sports Wars that the Dolphins were going to look lost, which they did. To a fucking stunk yesterday. Tyreek Hill didn't want to be there. It was like the first quarter. Tyreek Hill is already bitching and fucking and yapping to Mike McDaniels. They're missing pieces on offense. They have no identity on defense. They're missing pieces at running back as well. And the Colts, change of scenery can be good sometimes. We've seen it before with Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and I had a weird feeling that Daniel Jones might look like a different quarterback in Indianapolis, and he sure as shit looked like it yesterday. Small sample size. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But as far as yesterday goes, Daniel Jones looked really fucking good. 1 passing touchdown, 2 rushing, and Will, that's what he does best. He uses his legs, man. He uses his legs, and he picks up first downs. He picks up touchdowns. Daniel Jones looked good, man. I'm not surprised at all by this outcome.
Absolutely, and I posted that exact. You said it basically word for word on my show that you just said right now. I clipped that part out, and it got a lot of likes. I'm not going to lie on my YouTube Shorts compared to normal. So good job, Beardo. People are liking you and your take with Danny Dimes. But yeah, I don't know what you can take of it. This makes it real hard for me next week to try to. I feel like I've been pretty good to start off the season being objective. I went against my Patriots. Now we play the Dolphins. Historically, we don't play well down there, but I don't know what this Dolphins team is. Wouldn't be surprised if they decide to get their shit together and come out slinging the rock next week and looking good. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins look again like this. Just like everyone hates each other there.
Yeah, exactly. This is a team that clearly Mike McDaniel is out. Tyreek Hill is going to demand a trade if he's not in prison for domestically assaulting somebody else. Even when Tua doesn't have a brain injury, he looks lost. He looks flustered. He looks lost. Just a complete and total implosion from the team. And the one silver lining, I hate that the Colts won because I hate that retarded fucking fat autistic bitch retard Seth, whoever his name is, that sings the Colts songs. I hate him. But the one nice thing about this, I don't really care how Daniel Jones looks the next couple of games. There is nobody that's going to be talking about Anthony Richardson for a while in the Colts fandom. And that's a good thing because Anthony Richardson's a fucking bum. Daniel Jones won this competition. It was Anthony Richardson's to lose, and he lost it. And you still have some people that are hanging on, especially black people in the mainstream media who are really pissy that Daniel Jones got the nod instead of Anthony Richardson. This will silence those fools, at least for a little while. Daniel Jones looked really good. He looked really good. So, congratulations to the Colts. Your first week 1 win in like 25 years.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure they got a tough matchup next week, don't they? Let me see.
Who do they play?
Maybe I'm misthinking it.
You got too much.
It'll be good. It'll be a good test. Daniel Jones, see what he can do against that They're hosting the Broncos, so that's a good defense to go up against.
Okay.
Raiders Patriots. Will, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened to your team here? Exactly what I the reason why I picked against them. I thought it was going to be a gross, grimy game, and it was. The Raiders came out in the first drive and scored a touchdown. I go, oh, here we go. And then somehow the Patriots came back, ended up having a halftime lead. And even at halftime, we're up 10-7. I'm like, I'm not getting my hopes up. And I'm glad I didn't because I don't know if either team looked really all that great. Patriots, the flaws I was concerned about showed. And I mean, Brock Bowers is the difference in this game for the Raiders. He's going to be a difference in a lot of Raiders games. Genty looked all right. He only had like 38 or 39 yards. He got that touchdown though. That touchdown, he actually made a nice move to like get into the end zone. I guess right there it says 38. But yeah, I mean, Drake May looked all right, but the offensive line is terrible. Our first round draft pick, that's our left tackle, apparently is injured, and it showed. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't drink the Kool-Aid and get my hopes up on this one, but we'll see. Basically, I thought this game was going to decide who was going to be the 7th seed in the AFC. So it looks like the Raiders have the edge up now.
Oh, above the Patriots?
Yeah.
Oh, that was your guess, huh?
Well, I put these guys around 8 or 9 wins, which might be the 7th seed in the AFC. I wouldn't be shocked if neither of them made it either, but I'm like, this could, potentially have a head-to-head tiebreaker when it comes down to the end of the season. Just because the Patriots schedule is so easy.
Yeah. It was clear that, Chip Kelly's now the offensive coordinator there for the Raiders. Ran a lot of stuff that seemed to keep New England on their toes. He would bring in a lot, like he'd come in with 22 personnel and then fucking run play action pass and stuff like that. The Raiders look solid. Even though Geno did throw that pick, Drake May threw one too. But I was a little disappointed. I thought the Patriots would come out with a little bit more. I thought they'd be able to put up.
We were without our best defensive player in Christian Gonzalez, which I don't know how much that would have helped. Maybe would have locked down Jacoby Myers a little bit more, but Brock Bowers was going to eat us up no matter what.
Well, he got injured, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't think it's anything major. He still had 103 yards on us.
Yeah, exactly. But he left the game for a considerable period of time, so.
I think
their best player, your best
through
player,
the third.
Out.
Oh.
Yeah. Just saying.
Bowers' day-to-day MRI was negative. Well, that's good. That's
yeah,
good
we need a better offensive line is what we need for the next step. But
yeah, tell me about it.
Or you guys only spent like $100 million in the offseason. What are you talking about?
And we still have like $58 million in cap space this season.
Yeah. And one of my other favorite player prop bets hit, Geno Smith anytime interception. He's always due. He played good enough for the win, but he's always due for an interception.
They did lock Genty down at 20 carries for 38 yards. Like that is locked the fuck down. He had the one like 2-yard touchdown.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited next week for both their next opponent. So the Patriots Dolphins going to be a good little test, and then the Raiders play the Chargers. That one's going to be a fun one.
The Patriots Dolphins better not be viewed as a test. That better be a fucking beatdown by your Patriots after what we just saw from these dumb fucks.
Yeah.
It's Miami, dude. We always, even in the Tom Brady glory days, we suck in Miami. It's a curse.
Cardinals Saints. Kyler Murray woke up shitting himself in the morning, had a stomach bug. I don't know what was going on, but he was listed on the injury report with a sickness. He still played. Didn't have to do a ton. Fantasy football players are happy to see Marvin Harrison actually did something. 5 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown. Spencer Rattler completed about half his passes, no touchdowns. Alvin Kamara did get a score early on in the game. But I think this Saints team is going to be pretty fucking bad. And also their uniforms were fucking awful. By the way.
Yeah. Opening up week 1 with these fucking garbage, fucking diarrhea yellow jerseys.
Georgia
gross, Tech. Disgusting.
Dude, Beardo, the Marvin Harrison over yards under reception missed by 1 catch.
This fucking guy.
He was 72.5, so he got 71. And if he would have got 1 less catch, obviously it would have been less yards and then would have hit. We were right there.
Man.
Right there.
Man.
This is the 6th game in a row where Spencer Rattler has been the starter for the Saints, and they haven't got over 14 points.
I mean, he's 0-7 as a starter, and they have not looked good. Like, just period.
It might be 7 games in a row. Then it's either 6 or 7. I know they don't put up a lot of points with him.
Yeah, and I don't think you can expect them to. Spencer Rattler was a fucking 5th or 6th round pick, right? Something like that.
What does that say about Shuck? Sorry, Shuck. You know, you spent a 2nd round pick on the guy. I was more shocked by, and sometimes this happens. I still think on paper, the Cardinals might be one of those surprise defenses that's going to be like 10th in the league. It's going to be in the top 10, going to be solid. But sometimes it takes defenses, a third of the season to fully develop into what they're going to be. But the Cardinals on paper should have a lot better defense. And I mean, they did only give up 13 points here. So maybe we could have put this on the Cardinals offense and Kyler Murray not feeling well, but this was a lot close. And the fact the Saints had a chance to tie this game up was insane.
Yeah, it kind of was. That 1st round mock draft dude on Twitter is one of the most annoying people in the world. Had Spencer Rattler as his highest graded quarterback of last class, and he won't shut the fuck up about him and keeps trying to cope for him. I hate that dude so fucking much.
Hey, but you know what they say though, right, Beardo? Good teams win.
Good teams win. Fuck, and great teams cover. What did I say?
Yeah.
Woon?
And what do the Cardinals do?
Great teams cover.
What do the Cardinals do? They
gooning.
covered on the road.
There you go.
Great team right there.
Great teams cover.
I think it's possible the Saints are just bad. But yeah, maybe the Cardinals can finally put it together this year. They did not look great. They just didn't. No. Kyler Murray didn't have to do a ton. He was sick, all of that stuff. So.
I mean, and if that's a legit report, it would make sense. I would expect the Cardinals to look a lot better next week offensively.
What's so funny, Beardo?
Me.
Yeah, wound. Let's catch up with some of these super chats here. Aaron Goldstein, Beardo, what's the poop cookie equivalent for IQ?
Next question. Thank you for the 2 months.
John Getz Gaming, Rodgers, baby, still gonna Super Bowl. Yingas. We're gonna talk about this.
Yingas? Yinzers,
sorry. Yinzers. Yes. Thank you, John. What are we doing, Harbaugh? I think I said that one already. Thanks, Joe Man. And then Joe Man for another 5. I get that it's a risk, but our defense didn't get a stop past the first quarter.
For who?
For the Ravens.
Oh, okay.
And then he says, Mike Hope is the first time we've lost to Josh Allen in the regular season. So maybe we'll win in the postseason. But yes, I'm coping. Stephen De Leon is, I'm sure, very happy. Buffalo Bills rule all. # Bills Mafia. Shout out West Texas. Stephen De Leon rules all. Fuck Beardo's double chin.
What? Thanks, Stephen De Leon.
I'm not going to lie. That's my favorite super chat every time it comes up.
And then Notre Dame rules all.
Not that
Thank you, Stephen De Leon. Joe Man for 5. By the way, Ryan, good luck to your Bears tonight. And Beardo, I hope they bench Russ soon.
Well, not this week. They already said.
They already made the announcement.
They already made the announcement.
Russell Wilson is the starter for week 2. But the fact that that's a headline.
Yeah, it's going to happen sooner than later, I think.
My prediction for you guys has always been week 5 against the Saints, Jackson Dart.
I wouldn't mind that.
Because by that time, you guys will be 0-4. You'll have lost all hope. So there's no expectations on Jackson Dart. I
know we're going to get to it, but I'm just shocked how he continued to play so poorly in the red zone, just like last year, which I thought was going to be, thought it was going to be different.
It's the same problem. Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it with the Giants-Redskins game. Talk about it.
John Getz Gaming. Well, they won, so it's got to be done. This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. This is our Colts. Whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, beat the Dolphins.
I think
we're gonna win this for you, Jim. Go Colts. Go Colts.
I'm proud you knew it. You knew it.
It's something to that effect. I messed up a couple of words at the end for sure. And I know he said something about Jim Irsay, but
yeah, you nailed it.
Pretty good.
How's everyone looking on the Sports Wars picks? I'm 10-4 in the Confidence League. I think I'm in like 9th place or something, but out of 100. Tonight will be the deciding factor.
If the Ravens didn't choke that, I'd be in first in that confidence league. I'm 12-3 now. God, the Ravens.
See, there you go.
It's all right. I got the Vikings tonight for like a 12-point confidence.
12? You went 12 on them, huh?
I think it's like 11 or 12. I'll look it up. But yeah, it's up there.
I think that it's going to be a close game.
Everyone's saying that.
I do think it's. Look, I think that based on what we saw last year, even with Caleb in this fucking wild system that he was able to force overtime in that game, they should have fucking been able to win that game if not for a fucking kicking problem with Cairo Santos.
Yeah,
Ben Johnson, historically, his offense has performed fairly well against Brian Flores' defense. This is different. We can't have the same expectations we had on year 4 of the Lions in Jared Goff with week 1 of Caleb Williams.
Well, if it makes you feel better, all the sharp bettors I know and the people in Vegas that do this for a living are taking the points with the Bears tonight and have the Bears to win. But they also had Seattle, Atlanta, and there was another one they were wrong on. So crossing my fingers tonight.
Well, no one's right all the time, you know. John Getz gaming for 2. What's up, Yigas? Ryan seeing black people in Pittsburgh.
If anything, they're due, Ryan. They're due, you know?
Who, the Bears?
No, the sports bettors that got all those wrong yesterday. They're due.
They are due. They are. That's a thing. I thought you meant black people in Pittsburgh.
No.
What's up, my wounds and yingas? Fire McDaniel. This is Little Orphan Funkhauser. Wiley Dave. What's up, Wiley Dave?
What up, Wiley Dave?
How is the Dolphins like ownership? Are they quick to move off people, or is it going to be one of those ones like we don't want to pay for another coach, we're just going to let him ride the season out and then fire him?
Well, they're obviously racist because they fired Brian Flores.
True.
But I don't know too much about. To be honest, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
No idea. Veroni for 5. Sorry, Beardo. This is for the tissues for your Giants tears. Hail to the rebellion.
Thank you.
It's kind of clever.
You got tissues now, Beardo. But let's get to this game because this was a big matchup when Aaron Rodgers finally made the decision to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers after, training camp, so he didn't have to go, or after OTAs, I should say, so he didn't have to go to OTAs. Everybody circled this because it was Jets and Steelers week 1 back at New York. Aaron Rodgers got booed. Obviously had something to prove, but honestly, this game looked like it was going to go a different way for quite some time. And if the Jets don't fumble and muff a kickoff, this could have been a different story coming out. Justin Fields looked fairly sharp with what he was asked to do, had a couple, 1 or 2 yard rushing touchdowns, looked decent throwing the ball. And this Jets team put up 32 points on this Pittsburgh Steelers defense that everyone expected to be absolutely ferocious. And certainly one of the pieces came up big at the end, Jalen Ramsey, that they added in the offseason with a big stop on 4th down. But the Steelers come away with this victory at New York. Aaron Rodgers throws for 4 touchdowns, and he wins the revenge game.
Yeah, that's one thing I really want to address about this game is how well Rodgers looked yesterday. He looked comfortable, confident in all of his passes, made quick decisions. Rodgers looked good, man.
I mean, the yards per play, the Jets 6.4, Steelers 5. I think the more shocking thing was the Steelers defense. I went back and looked after this game, and they did not. Their defense kind of tailed off at the end of last season too. It's not the Pittsburgh's defense that we're used to. I don't know what's missing in this defense, but to give up 32 to the Jets, that has to be concerning. Jets had 123 more total yards than the Steelers, which was also shocking. But how do you guys feel about calling your kicker what was it, a serial killer or assassin, or what did he call him?
What?
Boswell, because Boswell had a 60-yarder to go up, right, to put them ahead in the game.
Right, yes.
Tomlin after the game was like, he's a serial killer.
Yeah. That's what you want, just emotionless, ice cold, I'm okay with that. An assassin that comes out there.
Did you guys have any doubt that was going to not go in? I was like, oh, Boswell, 60, this is going in. He's just one of those kickers.
He is, but that's his career long, and that would have been good from 70. I mean, he crushed that thing. But You brought it up. The Steelers defense, they gave up a lot of rushing yards. The Jets running attack was gashing them all day long. And obviously, when you do have Justin Fields, and I am not the biggest Justin Fields fan, but when you do have Justin Fields, that adds a different element to what you're able to do when you have to account for a quarterback that might pull that out of the gut from the running back and loop around. Like, who could do those things? But I thought that the Jets would be better than a lot of people expected them to be this year. New culture. I think that Justin Fields can do enough things to make you competitive, but you'll never actually be a winner. And credit to him. He looked solid. The team looked solid. They fucking lost. Aaron Rodgers goes to 4 touchdowns. But the Steelers, no real big plays in that run. They cannot run the ball. They can't run the ball, and they didn't really have many big chunk plays either. So congrats on the Steelers for getting this win, but they didn't look good.
Yeah, Metcalf looked all right. 182 rush yards for the Jets, and only 48 of those came from Fields.
Yes.
It's crazy.
They were gashing them all game long. Now, Aaron Rodgers, after the game, was asked, of course, about his old team. So Aaron Rodgers, in his typical fashion, had something to say.
You spoke about the meeting with Aaron Glenn on McAfee a few months ago. Beating him, is there significance in that, since he basically told you to your face that he didn't think you were right for that team?
Yes, that's what he did.
So there's significance in beating him for you?
I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
Hell yeah.
I was happy to beat everyone associated with the Jets.
I love the pettiness.
Pettiness is fine. Let's also not forget that this is the guy who bullied this team into bringing in all of his buddies. It fucking completely imploded. They had to fire their coach. They get all their staff. Like, the team imploded with Aaron Rodgers as its leader. I don't think that we should get away from that all too quickly. But obviously, Aaron Rodgers is petty. He just is. And you want that. You want a guy who does have that extra motivation and all that shit. But yes, he does get the last laugh. Aaron Rodgers wins the revenge game against the New York Jets. And
what do you take away from what Fields said after the game? He basically said something along the lines of like, are you disappointed with the loss or whatever? And he's like, no, we got 32 points.
Justin Fields is a fucking loser. That's what he is.
He's like, no one thought we could get 32 points. This was a good day. And it's like, I don't think that sends the right message.
Justin Fields is a loser. He always will be. He'll never be able to be on like an actual successful team. It's just not going to happen for him. I've been saying that for 7 fucking years at this point to anyone who will listen. And he had a solid game yesterday. He played as well as you could possibly expect Justin Fields to play. 16 for 22 for a touchdown with 200 yards and added 40 or 50 on the ground, a couple rushing touchdowns with his legs. Made the run game more effective just with his threat of being able to run. Somebody else you have to account for. But this is the ceiling. This is Justin Fields.
Yeah.
To me, it's as good as I'll ever get. So
big test next week. Emotional Buffalo Bills coming off that win last night, going to New York where Josh Allen historically has not played well. I'm tempted to take the Jets in the points.
Well, they could put up some points, and as we've already witnessed, the Buffalo Bills aren't exactly great at stopping the rushing attack.
No.
My favorite game of the week.
Thank you.
Giants Commanders, the Washington Redskins at home. I'm going to be real. I don't think the Commanders looked all that good in the game. Personally, I think there was some miscommunications and some, not real connections that you kind of would expect. And we talked about Terry McLaurin missing training camp, and it seemed like they weren't on the same page at times in the game as well. Certainly they can clean that up, but I don't think Commanders played especially great, but they did play well enough to beat Russell Wilson and the Giants. How'd you feel about the game, Beardo?
Some terrible play calling on the goal line. Especially it was like the Giants' first or second drive. We marched right down there and just terrible play calling. There was a point where Russell Wilson could have bootlegged it into the end zone, and he's I don't know, like he's like dead set on just being this pocket passer. It's like, motherfucker, use your legs. That's what made you successful for all those years in Seattle. You had the ability to use your legs, and he's just tried to rebrand himself into this passer. Like, come on, dude. You're talented enough, but he was running for his fucking life back there, getting sacked and fucking eaten up because it's the same problem as the Patriots. And it's been the Giants' problem for the past 13, 14 years. The offensive line is fucking terrible. It's so damn fucking bad. And that's what ruined Eli Manning's end of his career, was the offensive line has been so fucking bad. We've had like 6 head coaches since Tom Coughlin retired. That's not good, okay? I don't think it'd make a difference if Jackson Dart was the quarterback. When you don't have protection and the defense, our defensive front on paper looks really good. They weren't stopping the run like I expected them to yesterday. They weren't putting entirely too much pressure on Jaden Daniels like I expected them to yesterday. I watched about the first quarter of this game, just solely this game and not watching Red Zone. And then in the second quarter, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to watch Red Zone. I was sick. I was disgusted. And I was done, man. I was fucking vomiting in my mouth and swallowing it because of watching the fucking New York Giants game, man. It was gross to watch. And I'm not picking the Giants anymore on Sunday morning Sports Wars. I'm not fucking doing it. And if I even try to, hold me accountable and do not let me, because this is disgusting.
Bro, I'm going to let you do it
Anyways.
as much as I can because it's good for me. It's helpful.
I have
Is
a
the
question. Why under Russell Wilson right there on the screen, it says 17 of 37. There's nothing after that. Every other QB has like Jaden Daniels has 1 TD, and there's always something after that, but he doesn't have anything. Do you know, Beardo?
What happened?
Say it again.
I missed it.
It was a joke. It was a terrible joke.
It's because he didn't throw a touchdown.
Yeah.
17 for 37. Yeah, it's because he didn't throw a fucking touchdown. The Giants didn't score a touchdown yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
Sorry.
ridiculous.
I thought it was a misprint.
Yeah.
I thought it was a misprint.
I will say, Cam Scadaboo, he looked fine yesterday as far as rookies
-3
go.
yards or whatever he got.
But as far as like pass protection and blocking, he was laying the stick.
He was. He's a good blocker.
Yeah.
This fucking thing is funny. This this is probably like the most linear one we have in any fucking game. You know what I mean? Like just.
Dude, I will say though, if had you told me before this game, the Giants are going to hold.
You picked the
Commanders to
Giants, didn't
21.
you?
Yeah, I did. But
Yeah.
I would pick them again if you told me that they were going to hold Washington to 21. I would have picked them again. I'd be like, okay, I give them a chance. They couldn't even cover the. They couldn't even cover the teaser. I had 13 teaser in my little teaser pool. I went 12 of 13. The only one that missed was the Giants plus 12. They couldn't even cover plus 12. Bums. I'm with you,
That's
Beardo.
wild.
Writing them off.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think the Commanders played particularly well. But they didn't need to. Like it was pretty clear after the first half. It's not like they really needed to press or anything. The Giants just could not move the football. Period.
Yeah,
Russell
I will
Wilson
say.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was gonna say. I will say. I know we're recapping all the games yesterday, but I am very intrigued by Thursday night's game between the Commanders, how they looked in this game, playing against a very physical defense, and how that offense is going to look going against another physical defense in the Packers. That's going to be a fun game.
That is going to be a big game for a lot of reasons, certainly. And we'll get to that Packers-Lions game in a little bit. This one that Beardo wants to flush down the toilet and forget about.
Well, and also our best offensive lineman, our left tackle, which usually when he plays, he's one of the best left tackles in the league, Andrew Thomas. He's out and injured, so that didn't help yesterday.
Panthers, Jags. I kind of expected this to be a disgusting one that was not fun. Bryce Young looked shitty. Bryce Young looked absolutely awful. There's a clip of him around there, like during a timeout, instead of being in the huddle with his teammates, off by himself, watching the like cup moving hiding game on the Jumbotron during a timeout. And then he immediately went out and threw a pick in the next fucking play. But the Panthers looked rough. Jacksonville looked okay. I got to be honest, the Travis Hunter experiment, I think, is retarded. He was on the field for 40 plays on offense and 5 plays on defense or something.
Dude, he was terrible on defense. He was giving such soft coverage. And it was to another rookie. It wasn't like to like a veteran. It wasn't like Justin Jefferson or something, you know?
The thing is, I think he has a higher ceiling on the defensive side of the ball if that's just the only thing he works on. If that's his focus. But we'll see how long it lasts. But it wasn't anything impressive to me on either side of the ball from him, splitting his focus like that. But this game did have a rain delay at one point, which kind of threw a little funky thing into like momentum. But Trevor Lawrence looked okay. The one pick he threw was a crazy pick by Carolina, just a one-handed snatch out of the air. So those are going to happen every once in a while. But the run game looked very solid for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dude, ETN, they're trying to trade this dude, and he gets 143 yards for him on the ground.
Yeah.
Odd. I will say I was very, very happy with this because I had in a lot of my survivor pools at Jacksonville. And Beardo, on my show, how many times every time we talked about the Panthers and people trying to say, oh, the Panthers looked good at the end of last season. Maybe they can build on something. And I played the Wolf of Wall Street clip. This is a Fugazi, right? This is a Fugazi. It's all Fugazi out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree, man. The Panthers are fucking booty cheeks, and so is fucking Bryce Young. I've been out on Bryce Young since the draft.
Put in the red rifle. Red rifle.
It's time. Bryce Young is a career backup. Put in Andy Dalton back there because Bryce Young is a fucking joke. The organization is a fucking joke. Drop a nuke on the Carolina Panthers facility because they're done.
The thing is, the entire reason they brought in that coach was to develop Bryce Young, right? So
Canales, right, from Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So I just don't know if, do you really bring in Do you really bring in Andy Dalton again, just like you did last year? At that point, you're giving up. At that point, it's done.
No, they're not going to do it. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm joking around when I say bring in the red rifle, but it's just, I think we know what he is. But I mean, at this point, you might as well just ride him out the rest of the season, and see if he can finally develop into something. If not, then you're going to lead to a top draft pick and draft your next QB.
Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence got the job done. Didn't play particularly well, but got the job done in front of his newborn baby girl.
Yep.
Like you said, Will.
Hey, new dad. And I forgot Travis Hunter was also a new dad, because that was weird, the way they released that news.
Didn't know that.
You didn't know? Yeah, they released a video of the whole thing a week before the season started. It was creepy.
Bro, Travis Hunter walked in with that shaved head looking like a goddamn Ninja Turtle, bro. That fucking big, goofy smile.
Yes.
He looks weird as shit.
To be fair, we know that Trevor Lawrence kid is his. We have no clue if Travis Hunter's kid is actually his because his wife is a fucking whore.
I don't know. You look at the baby, it kind of looks like him.
Well, I mean, those are the guys that she's,
What does that mean?
That's her type.
Okay.
That's her type.
I was wondering if we get elaboration. This was a disgusting game. Titans, Broncos. I honestly expected the Broncos to shit stomp the Titans. That's what I expected. And they did not. In fact, they struggled for a good portion of this game. Multiple turnovers by Bo Nix. The game was 13-12 for the vast majority of the second half, it felt like. And they could not really get it going. Eventually, J.K. Dobbins was able to break off from 20-yard line and get a touchdown for them. But Cam Ward looked like a young first overall pick on the worst team in the league. Looked a little shaky at times. Maybe had some good improvisational plays here from time to time. But, bro, the Titans are going to be ass this year, bro. But maybe their defense is really fucking good, though, because I expected the Broncos to move the ball way better than they did.
Well, on paper, people are overreacting. On paper, if you look at the box score, this should have been a bigger ass whooping. I mean, 317 yards to 133, 4.5 yards per play, which is not good, but way better than 2.4. It was the turnovers. They had 4 turnovers, I believe, in this game, and that's what killed all their drives. And I think people don't need to don't overreact. Don't think the Broncos all of a sudden just suck or are coming back down to earth. Maybe they are a little bit, but I mean, the fact that they were able to weather this storm, I think it was a good test to start off the season. I think Sean Payton's actually probably happy that his team got battle tested like this against one of the worst teams in the league, because then he can rally them and focus them up. And you can't expect to have 4 turnovers every game. So hopefully they clean that up. I think the Broncos are going to be just fine. And that defense is going to be the reason why they're going to be just fine.
And I forgot that Tyler Lockett was even on the Titans this year. But the Titans wide receivers did not help out Cam Ward at all. I think it was Calvin Ridley had a big drop towards the end of the game as well, because there were moments, I'll be fair, I thought Cam Ward showed some poise. He wasn't perfect or great, but he looked competent back there enough. I mean, not good enough to win the game, but I thought he looked fine. His wide receivers is really what failed him, in my opinion.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley let him down.
Yep.
But he's a
He
bum.
did have one big drop that I could think of, but he was 12 for 28. Not all of those were on his wideouts. But yeah, Broncos defense is going to be good, and that's a tough place to play for anybody up there in Mile High, especially you're making your first start. But all that matters, I suppose, is that number 1-0 for the Denver Broncos. Some people's dark horse, no pun intended, Super Bowl pick. 49ers Seahawks. Talk about an ugly fucking game, bro. Christian McCaffrey looked great at times. I think he had like 10 catches as well in the game. And they needed to rely on him in the pass game because George Kittle went out. George Kittle gets injured with a hamstring, and he is going to be out for a couple weeks now. And it feels like, bro, it's the same shit, man. We talked about the bad luck they had with those injuries last year. It's already starting. Christian McCaffrey did look healthy in this game, but we talked about his injury designation in practice. George Kittle goes down. Brock Purdy also got banged up. Brock Purdy is questionable for next week with a shoulder and a toe.
Mac Jones starting next week?
Mac Jones might start next week. Yes. And we talked
Dude,
about it earlier in the stream, but the kicking problems, the kicking woes for Jake Moody and the San Francisco 49ers team just continue. Ironically enough, maybe this is predicting the future. In my season of Madden at the end of the year, Justin Tucker was the kicker for the 49ers. So just saying, maybe they look that way. When
I consider giving him a call, They got nice massage parlors out there.
Yeah, pull them out of the massage parlor. They got a lot of real Asians there. So
Hey, did you see that touchdown that Ricky Purcell almost had? He had it like right. It was going to hit him in the chest, and the Seahawks defender just got a finger on it last second. It was a great defensive play, but he had himself a game. That seems to be Brock Purdy's new favorite target.
Well, he had a great game because of that catch, that one like 50-yard bomb, the double move that Seahawks bid on, and a perfect throw by Brock Purdy. Now, Brock Purdy threw the ball up for grabs a couple times in this game. He did have 2 picks.
Yep.
The touchdown, like this one right here, actually, like these are all the highlights.
Yeah, see, they're gonna be fine they're gonna be fine at tight end. They got a Hall of Famer right behind Kittle. Look at this guy.
Yeah, this guy fucking his first 3 catches in his life came on this drive when they needed it. And here it is. I think I got it muted, but it doesn't matter.
We can hear it.
You can?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Purdy throws this up for grabs, and it was a great play by his tight end to come in there. But like just watch
make a play, Thank
Yeah.
you.
I mean, that is throwing it up for grabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heads up play by the tight end right there.
A huge heads up play. But
This is
lucky
another
to
one of
come
those
down
that doesn't. The score doesn't tell a story, though. I mean, 24 first downs versus 14, 265 passing yards to 143, 384 total yards to 230. I mean, if the Niners didn't have any special teams problem, they should have won this game easily.
100%. And we'll look at Jake Moody. I think he had 2 missed kicks. One of them was blocked. Kicking. Yeah, 1 for 3 for Jake Moody. But
It's not
again,
good.
He did have 1 blocked, so there's only so much you can do about that. But then it became, well, we're just going to go for it here because we can't fucking kick.
Yep.
We do not have confidence in our kicker to kick the football, which is a problem because that doesn't just stop after 1 week.
I will say that crowd had a factor in that. That stadium, I've been there a couple times. Obviously, I'm from the area. It is annoyingly loud. Like things are shaking.
If you let the gays in Seattle get to your head and you're a professional football player,
I'm just Beardo. You got to go to the place. I mean, I know
gays in
dumb
the
that they
crowd
call
there
themselves the
at a
12s and stuff like
Seahawks
that.
game.
That place is insane.
You know what? It's bullshit. It is like engineered. It's why, because the gays out there in fucking Washington, and look, they're playing against a bunch of queers in San Francisco. Let's not get it twisted. 49ers, San Francisco, gay as fuck. They love sucking cock and fucking ass over there. But when you have to structurally engineer your building to be loud, it's because y'all are pussies. Okay?
Yeah.
It's because y'all are pussies. And that's what they did with that stadium. They specifically designed it to be loud because they can't scream. You know, when you're screaming like this, yay, go Seahawks, it's not that loud. So they had to cheat, which I always think is bullshit.
You're not wrong. But the Seahawks were actually getting ready to win this game until that Sam Darnold strip sack fumble.
Sam Darnold turned back into a pumpkin. I told you.
That wasn't even a strip sack. Sam Darnold's own offensive lineman got pushed into his back. So when he came back, the ball hit his player in the back. And Joey Bosa was able to come up with that. But yeah, they were marching down.
Terrible.
Yep.
And they damn near got what
Fred Warner got banged up too. I think he came back in the game, but he got banged up as well. And he had to come.
He got banged up early in the game.
Yeah.
The 49ers already dealing with injury problems, man.
My Super Bowl pick. Yes.
Yes. Lions Packers, speaking of people's potential Super Bowl picks, a lot of Lions and Packers matchups thrown in there. Bro, the Packers dominated this game.
Yeah, Bo was not wrong about this one.
There's no two ways about it. Look, I put this, I think, on 1 or something on my thing. I picked the Lions, but I really didn't feel very good about it. Mostly because I hate the Packers so much. The Lions looked rough. They looked rough. It was just like you look at Jared Goff, 31 for 39 for 225 pass yards. It was check down Charlie for Jared Goff. Everything was like a fucking Jahmyr Gibbs fucking get it and go 3 yards type of thing. A couple little gashes they had with Laporta at times in the middle of the field, but for the most part, I mean, and exit one like miraculous, incredible touchdown catch later on, and this game easily could have been 27-7, you know?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, don't let that score fool you. They got, with 55 seconds left, they got that touchdown for the Lions to make it look a little bit more reasonable. But I did clip out, Beardo, you hyping up the Lions, and someone commented on it and said, dude, the Packers won.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for that.
Did you post it after they...
Yeah, I posted today. I was just posting clips today from our stream.
Oh, man. That is the worst time. And Jordan Love looked solid. Those receivers looked solid. They didn't need to do too much because they were able to control basically.
Micah Parsons with a garbage time sack.
Micah Parsons looked aggressive. Snaps. He looked aggressive, though.
Micah Parsons changed the game, though. I think that's kind of undeniable with the attention that they were forced to pay to him. He did, and he opens up, and already they do have some talented passers there. Sean Gary's there and all this stuff. And they were after Jared Goff all day long.
You can tell when he gets fully healthy and is like in game shape and ready to go to play full time, he can seal the edge and do things for that defense. It's a very complimentary piece to that Packers defense, which justifies the reason why they went and got him.
Yeah, and they didn't give up all that much in reality. And so now all the people that were like Green Bay Super Bowl after one game, they're looking pretty solid. I hate it. Fuck the Packers. The Packers are now 1-1 at Lambeau, I suppose, in 2025 in the regular season because we beat them in the first game of 2025 last year. But yeah, Lions, for me, I was happy the Lions looked like that. I was happy it looked like the Lions couldn't move the ball. Because maybe there's something to that offensive coordinator they had. I don't know. Maybe that was a part of the reason for their success. Who knows? Maybe.
Looked like the case yesterday.
Yeah, I know we have one game left, but I do got to bail out. But this was fun. Thanks for having me. Look forward to good luck to your Bears tonight, Ryan, even though I'm going to be on the Vikings. I don't really have a dog in the fight that much other than for picks.
There you go. Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it, Will. Go check out Game On.
Yeah, I'll get you guys Sunday.
Hell yeah, sure. Sunday. We'll be here.
Yeah.
All right, later, guys.
All right, see you, man. And the last game, Texans-Rams.
Yeah.
You were shitting all over the Rams. And look, at times it didn't look great, and it took them a little while to kind of get going. But honestly, bro, Texans look like shit.
Yes.
CJ Stroud didn't look great. Matthew Stafford, after that first quarter, I feel like he really picked it up. He started playing really well. And Puka Nacua went out at one point, had to come out, cut over his eye, had to get evaluated for a concussion, was able to come back in, be very effective for them. And Yeah, dude, Rams, it wasn't pretty by any stretch of the imagination. And they needed a strip at the end, a fumble to really seal this game. But Rams took care of business, even though it wasn't very pretty.
Yeah, a very ugly, sloppy game at the start. I didn't love some of the play calling, again, on the goal line for the Rams. You got Matt Stafford, who was out for most of training camp with the back injury. And you're running
that dude.
And you're running QB sneaks and tush pushes with Matt Stafford, a guy who's like not just injured, but he's also old, man. Like, you're gonna risk week 1 doing quarterback sneaks like that. I didn't love that. I thought Nick Chubb looked good first year with Houston. He did fine yesterday, but yeah, not the outcome that I expected for the Houston Texans. But the Rams didn't particularly pique my interest either yesterday. So it was a football game.
Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford seem to be pretty good on the same page. You know what I mean? Obviously, Puka Nacua, that's his connection now.
Yes.
Been there, done that. But they made a ballsy play. I had a ballsy call, I think, on 3rd down when they were trying to run out the clock. Stafford rolls out. I think chucks it down. Forgot who. It might have been to Puka, to be honest with you, on 3rd and 8 or something to get the conversion and seal the game away. It was good, man. Rams. A lot of people like the Rams this year. A lot of people like the Rams in the NFC West.
I'm not sold.
Clearly, you're not sold. Clearly, you're not sold. But CJ Stroud looked disconnected to me. He looked like after a pick, after a bad platform or whatever, he looked, and maybe some people want their quarterbacks to be disconnected from everything. He looked just like it wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know what it is? You know what it was? CJ Stroud has been cursed ever since he tried to one-up in big bro Caleb Williams last year.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He
hasn't looked the same since.
They had effectively the same season last year.
Yeah.
After CJ Stroud, with all of his fucking wisdom of 1 year of NFL play, tries to offer some sort of sincere advice and all this shit and try to be this mentor. I don't know. I don't know what happened. You're not wrong about that, actually, now that I think about it. Because that was week 2. Was that week 2, week 3?
It's week 1 or week 2. It was early. And it was after Caleb was looked like he was pouting on the bench or something like that, at one point of the game. And then CJ Stroud after the game just he grabbed onto his shoulder pads and pulled him back in. He goes, "No, I'm talking to you. You listen to me."
It was they did a handshake at the end of the game, and obviously the Bears got beat pretty good in the game. It was not pretty. And they go to the handshake, do the handshake, and Caleb's walking away. And
Caleb's walking out.
Grabs him back and is like, "Hey, I got life advice to give you, bud. You just keep working, man, and keep doing your thing." And Caleb's like,
"Yep.
All right."
And CJ Stroud,
and Caleb didn't make a big deal out of it, right? He didn't come out and slam anybody or anything like that. But CJ Stroud was like, "Yeah, I was just trying to be a mentor to him," and bro, shut the fuck up. Cut your damn hair, you fool.
Yeah.
But I don't hate CJ Stroud or anything. I'm just saying he looked strange to me on the side, and he has always kind of been cool like that, which is one of the reasons people loved him his rookie season, everything he did. But it looked a little disconnected to me. I just felt like he was in a different place or something.
Yeah.
Let's catch up on these chats. Beardo, rank the streamer IQ of the panel.
I'll do that on locals tonight later. You guys got to be on Geeks and Gamers locals. We'll be watching Monday Night Football.
There you go. Yes, and we are. You are. I'm going to be live on my other channel, unfortunately. We'll be doing a watch party over on locals for Vikings Bears.
Yeah.
And then I got corrected. This is Hail to the Redskins.
Oh.
Beardo's the one that told me it was Hail to the Rebellion.
Well, okay.
There you go.
Hail to the Redskins, I guess.
Ned Steeler for 2. Steelers defense can't tackle since Farrier retired. John Gets Gaming for 10. Fields talking about all the points they scored after a loss reminds me of LeBron getting mollywopped in the finals and bragging about his triple-double average in the series. Loser mentality.
Damn.
Not wrong. Not wrong. Eric K, fuck the Bengals, screwed up my 3-team and 6-team parlays. They should have blown them out. Bro, Bengals look like shit. Luckily, they were playing shit. Chris Coran for 2. Check out Travis and Trevor commercial. Totally gay.
I haven't seen it.
I must have missed that one. Eric K for $5. Raiders, Chargers next week. Carolyn Harbaugh, USC, Stanford, Seahawks, Niners, now Raiders, Chargers. One of the best coach rivalries. That's true.
Yeah, look at that.
That should be a good game.
Yep.
I mean, the Chargers look great, man. The Chargers look great against the Chiefs in Brazil or wherever the fuck they played.
Yes, they did. They look really good.
I would love for them to have a good. I'd love for Justin Herbert to like come out. I would love for Justin Herbert to make it to the fucking AFC Championship game and go to a Super Bowl. I like Herbert.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he hasn't had much experience, and when he has, he choked. But I'd love to see Justin Herbert do well.
And then the game tonight.
Yep.
It is my Chicago Bears against the Minnesota Vikings. I have been nervous for this game basically all week, and especially since I woke up today, I got a weird feeling in my stomach. I'm just anxious about it. It is home for the Bears at Soldier Field. The field looks a little bit messy. I am concerned about some of the injuries. Now, we've been streaming for an hour, so I don't know if any updates came out since then, but Jalen Johnson, one of the best DBs in the league, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, I should say, has been questionable. He hasn't really been there through all the training camp. He's questionable for this game. Don't know if he's going to go. Kyler Gordon, their other top cornerback on the other side of the ball, was listed, I think, with a hammy, like real late this week. Is questionable if he's going to go. The Bears have other couple. They've got some serious injury problems on the defensive side of the ball, which I'm not very happy about. On the flip side, Harrison Smith for the Vikings is sick, so he's not going to be there. That's a little bit of a relief for me as a Bears fan.
Yeah,
Harrison Smith.
That's big.
What's that?
That's big.
He's made some big plays against us.
He's a ball hawk, man.
He's a little bit. He's getting along in the tooth.
Yes,
Harrison
he's been around
Smith
for a long time.
But he's made some big plays against us in our history. But I don't know how you, as an impartial observer, how do you see this game?
It's going to be interesting, man, because the Vikings have all the pieces to be a great team, great offensive line. I like Aaron Jones back there, great wide receiver core, solid defense. But moving on from a very successful last year with Sam Darnold, and they're going with technically a rookie, J.J. McCarthy. So there's going to be some growing pains, I'm sure. Everyone's high on J.J. McCarthy. I need to see some tape. So I'm still on the Vikings tonight. I think the Bears are going to go through some growing pains as well with Ben Johnson. This great offensive mind, and Caleb Williams, that they need it. The Bears need a guy like Ben Johnson in there. But we'll see how long it's going to take Ben Johnson to, get to the guys and get them on the same page. So, but I like Ben Johnson there. I think the Bears could be about 2 or 3 years away from being competitive in the NFC North, but I like the Vikings tonight.
Yeah, look, I think that Ben Johnson has changed the culture completely immediately, and that's half the battle. The other half is like implementing this playbook, right? And bringing this entire new system to people that nobody knows on the team. And yeah, you're not going to have everything laid out with everybody experienced through 3 or 4 years of it like they did in Detroit, where you can just keep adding and adding and adding layers. You're scaling it back and you're putting in the basics, then leveling up, then leveling up, then leveling up. I personally feel like with the weapons that they have with Ben Johnson, I think that by the halfway mark of this season, I think this offense is going to be ticking. Like, I think it's going to be cruising. We'll see what the defensive side of the football does. Bringing Dennis Allen as your defensive coordinator. He's been really solid as a defensive coordinator throughout his career. Got to get those injured guys back. Certainly, that's a concern for me right now, especially our DB depth. But it is what it is. You can't help that. We'll see. I picked the Bears tonight. I think it's going to be a close, tight game. And O'Connell is a hell of a fucking coach for the Vikings, man.
Yes, he is.
It doesn't matter who their quarterback is. He has shown that so far that It doesn't matter who his quarterback is. He can make it work. Turned Sam Darnold into in the MVP conversation, for God's sake, last year.
Yep.
So We'll see, man. I'm gonna be nervous. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat every time Caleb drops back, all that shit. Also, the Bears did get a lot of fixes for their interior offensive line. They still have questions at tackle, dude. And some of the tape that we saw even in the preseason is rough for those tackles. So we'll see. Thoughts on the Gamecocks? We play Vandy this week.
I tell you.
No real thoughts.
Haven't looked at it.
They're 2-0, right? I think they're 2-0.
No clue.
But I don't have too many thoughts on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Force Green. The Rams' back issue is massively overplayed, says Under Armour Gamer. I mean, he got an epidural.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get those for fun.
Right. There's a reason why he missed so much of training camp. Yeah. It is a big deal. And back issues, man. Back issues are very serious.
I'm not saying that Matt Stafford might have wanted a couple days off from training camp and stuff like that, certainly, but he did get an epidural, from my understanding. So that's not that,
right.
That ain't just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That ain't just for the hell of it. So Bears defense mid to poor. They were not good last year. I do think with Dennis Allen, they can make some changes and be a solid defense this year. If they get all their guys healthy, could be better than that. They got some pieces. Chris Coran for 2 sent a link to Beardo for the commercial.
I'll check it out. He sent it on text message, so I'll check it out. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. And I think that's about it. We are Beardo is going to be in just couple minutes here, basically 20 minutes or so, going live over on Locals. We're doing a watch party for that game. I will not be there, sadly. Trade just happened. What trade?
What?
Trade just happened.
Oh yeah, Tanks Bigsby. Jaguars acquire a 2026 fifth round and sixth round picks, and Tank Bigsby is going to Philly.
Really?
Yep.
They need Tank Bigsby in Philly.
Eagles just traded for Tank Bigsby. Jaguars get a fifth rounder and a sixth rounder for 2026.
Man, that's wild.
Yep.
So, that's wild. But anyway, that's going to be it for us, guys. We appreciate you hanging out the first Monday evening quarterback of the year. We'll be back. We'll be back Sunday for the normal stream and back next week for this same stream on Monday. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Peace out.